Benefits are changing. In March 2012, the Welfare Reform Bill became law. This means benefits are changing, and we know that many of you will be worried about what this could mean for you or your family. This video has information on what you need to know about these changes and to share what the Department of Work and Pensions have told us already about what's happening. We will follow this up with further details on what you can do to prepare as we receive more detail from them and shape our home group welfare reform offer. We will keep our website up to date with the very latest information. Changes to benefits. There are 4 main changes taking place that will impact on how housing benefit is calculated and paid to you. From April 2013, the new size criteria, the benefits cap, and changes to council tax benefit will start to take effect. From the 1st of October 2013, new legislation means all working age benefits will be replaced by universal credit. This means all benefits will be paid directly to you and not to your landlord. These are big changes that will affect how you pay for your home and how you get your benefits. If you live in a home group home and you have one or more spare bedrooms, from the 1st of April 2013, your housing benefit may be reduced. This is known as new size criteria and is sometimes called the bedroom tax. This could affect you if you're 16 to 61 years old, even if you only get a small amount of housing benefit, for example if you're working, even if you're sick or disabled. You won't be affected if you live in supported accommodation or a 1-bedroom flat, or if you or your partner are old enough to receive pension credits. In April 2013, the pension credit age will be around 61 years and 6 months. Do you have a spare bedroom? If you have one spare room, you could lose 14% of your payment, or 25% if you have 2 or more spare rooms. If you're thinking of starting a family and want an extra bedroom, you'll only be entitled to housing benefit for the number of rooms you currently need. You'll have to make up the shortfall in rent from your own money. Where your housing benefit is reduced, you're responsible for paying your landlord any difference between rent and housing benefit. If you're of working age, have a disability and need a spare bedroom so that a carer can stay overnight, you should contact your local council now so that staff there can help you keep more of your housing benefit. Under the new rules, if you have more bedrooms than the government says you need, you lose part of your housing benefit. The new rules mean you'll be allocated 1 bedroom for each adult couple, any other person aged 16 or over, 2 children of the same sex under the age of 16, 2 children under the age of 10 regardless of their sex, any other child, and a carer who does not normally live with you if you or your partner need overnight care. For example, Mr. and Mrs. Smith live in a 2-bedroom flat that costs £70 per week in rent. At the moment, their housing benefit covers the full cost of their rent. Under the new rules, they'll have 1 spare bedroom. The housing benefit of £70 will be reduced by 14%, which is £9.80. The housing benefit will now become £60.20 per week. Mr. and Mrs. Smith will have to top up their housing benefit by £9.80 per week towards their rent of £70. Non-dependent deductions. If you live with people who are over 18 and not in education, who are working or claiming benefit, then deductions will be taken from your housing benefit. A non-dependent person may be a grown-up son or daughter or elderly relative, for example. They're someone who is not dependent on the tenant. A joint tenant, someone who pays the tenant to live there, or a carer for the tenant. A non-dependent person is not a partner. Deductions will depend on the non-dependent's income. Now let me share some information about the benefits cap. From the 1st of April 2013, the overall amount of benefit a household can receive will be capped. The government will add up how much money you get from a range of benefits, including housing benefit, job seekers allowance, employment support allowance, child benefit, child tax credit and carers allowance. If the total comes to more than the maximum amount, then your total benefit payments may be reduced. The maximum amount of benefit you will be able to receive from April 2013 is £500 per week for single parents, £500 per week for couples with or without children, and £350 per week for single people without children. The benefits cap will not apply if you get a pension credit or a working tax credit, or if you or a member of your household is claiming disability living allowance, attendance allowance, or the support element of employment support allowance. Now, the third main change to your benefits is changes to council tax benefit. From April 2013, if you're of working age and claim council tax benefit, the amount of support you receive may be cut. This is because the government is reducing the amount of money available and asking local councils to run their own schemes. These may vary from area to area. Contact your local council for more details. The fourth and final change is universal credit. This is a new benefit system, and this will begin to be introduced from the 1st of October 2013 and will replace part of the current benefit system. So how will universal credit work? Well, from October 2013, all working age tenants' rent will no longer be paid direct to your landlord home group. Instead, this along with your other benefits will be paid in one direct payment to you. This means you'll have to budget your rent, bills and spending every month. So are you eligible for universal credit? You are if you claim any of the following benefits: the means tested part of job seekers allowance, the means tested part of employment and support allowance, income support, child tax credits, working tax credits and housing benefit. Pensioners and vulnerable tenants will continue to see their housing costs paid straight to their landlord. Universal credit will be made up of 5 parts: child, disabled child additions, childcare, carer, limited capability for work and housing. Applications and accounts will be made and managed online. Access to internet and digital inclusion champions will be available at every job centre. Universal credit will be paid monthly in arrears to better reflect the world of work. The payment will cover everyone in the family who qualifies for support. This might be a person claiming for themselves alone, a person claiming for themselves and their child or children, a couple making a joint claim for themselves, or a couple making a joint claim for themselves and their child or children. Young people over 18 years old and living with their parents or siblings can claim universal credit in their own right. So what to do next? These changes under welfare reform will have a big impact for home group customers and clients. It's a good idea to start thinking about your options now and keep a lookout for further information and to get in touch if you need any help. Much of the detail for these welfare reform changes are still being worked upon, and the government are piloting some aspects of these over the next year. People affected will be contacted directly by the DWP to let them know. Home Group will provide more information to its clients and customers once more detail is known. Home Group also have a partnership with the Money Advice Service, and you can contact them to make an appointment and discuss how you might prepare for the changes. If you think this affects you and you're worried about being able to pay your rent from April 2013, you should ask for some advice now. You must talk to your customer service partner or your Stonham support worker about different ways you can pay your rent and your housing options. Remember, if you don't pay your rent, you could lose your home. Here are some other ideas for who to contact for help with these welfare reform changes and to assist you in finding out what your options might be. For more information on the benefits cap, you can contact their helpline. and you can contact your local council to ask about extra financial help. Councils have a limited amount of money to make discretionary payments towards housing costs. Your council could prioritise your claim if you have a disability and your house has been adapted. It might also be a good idea to get in touch with your local Citizens Advice Bureau and to make sure you're claiming all the benefits you can. For example, money to help with the cost of a disability, visit the DirectGov site. If you're interested in moving to a smaller home, you can register at the National Home Swap Service, and you could try to find paid work to increase your income at the Job Seekers Direct site. If you feel you'd like some help or training to get back into work, you can find out about Home Group's employability training and apprenticeships with us and our partners on our website. To find these and other helpful contacts and useful information on how to better manage your money, you can visit Home Group's website www.homegroup.org.uk/money. That's all for now, but we'll keep you up to date with information on the facts through all of our usual ways.